It's just very difficult for him.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
There were a lot of things to worry about as well. I mean, they didn't have the best control for him, but I mean, I guess the smoke screen is really the only thing that you need.
10 seconds
So
remaining.
we'll see what the Imperial decide to do in this match. They're going to go for a Mirana ban.
5
Going to take a
seconds
lot of
remaining.
the early match damage with the Aghanim Scepter that she can get.
Dire
And
team's
Prodota,
turn
they're
to pick.
still going to go with the Sand King. So it really didn't have the best match game one. He wasn't terrible in lane. Even managed to be part of the first blood, but it just took him a bit too long
10
to
seconds
get to a blink dagger, and his epicenters
5
in the
seconds
beginning of the game
remaining.
kind of left a lot to be desired.
Bat Rider!
Centaur also
Dire
banned out
team's
by
turn to
Prodota.
pick.
That's Imperial's, as I've learned, signature hero. Imperial,
10
they're also going to
seconds
pick up
remaining.
Ace's Bat Rider here. Just incredibly good in game number one. Did give up
5
the first
seconds
blood,
remaining.
but I mean, they just work so well with him. Smoke up, lasso every single time, and now they're
Radiant
also
team's
going to
turn
get an
to pick.
IO for him. That's very strong. You can get a global combo in addition to the lasso, so the Bat Rider can just find the lasso, and you get a relocate in on top of that as well. Lots of different heroes that the IO
Dire
can
team ban.
pair up with as well. A very strong start for the Imperial side. And we'll see how they do with this and where their
10
bans end up
seconds
going.
remaining.
No Shadow Demon here, hasn't been banned out, but hasn't been picked up either. I think after the
Radiant
last
team
game,
ban.
Prodota, that not really as convinced that it's too great against the Imperial squad. I mean, it did kind of prolong things a little bit, but I mean, you pick up the Shadow
10
couple
seconds
and
remaining.
a Slark. You don't really have the best combos there, especially when the
5
Kunker's been
seconds
banned out.
remaining.
So a couple of these heroes tend to complement each other.
Reserve
Slark
time.
banned out by the Imperial, had an okay game in game number one. It still was pretty easy for them to deal with, but I guess with their lineup that they're going for this time around, they don't really
Dire team's
feel the
turn
need to
ban.
play against that hero this time. So they'll just take it away. Don't want to play against that. Like I said, well hero that scales pretty well.
Radiant team's turn to ban.
They're also going to get that very natural Husker ban against the Oracle. With a few different heroes being picked up, we're going to see a little bit more variety in our
10 seconds remaining.
bans here. Still a Husker, but there's going to be no Luna ban here, and they will
Dire
just take out
team's
the
turn to
OD.
pick.
So I guess the play is if you don't have first pick in the next round, you ban OD. Be possibly what you want to do. And that'll again bring
10
us to
seconds remaining.
our next couple of picks here, figuring out who's actually going to be playing in this game.
5 seconds remaining.
We're all excited for, I'm sure.
Reserve time.
Last game it had a pretty good length to it. It wasn't a stomp by
Radiant
any
team's
means,
turn to
but
pick.
the kill score was pretty uneven. And there's a coddle. Imperial go with the Keeper of the Light. So they're kind of going full global strat here. In fact, you can even do a little bit of work with the IR relocates so that you can get a very
10
free
seconds remaining.
relocate to another part of the map. And then while that timer is going back,
5
you can
seconds remaining.
recall the IO just a few seconds. It needs to be a good timing, but it's
Reserve
before he goes
time.
back into the fight, so that basically he gets back there and then he immediately gets teleported back to the coddle. So like the enemy team wouldn't even be getting a kill off the IO relocates. So we'll see if the Imperial are able to use that. It definitely requires some amount of practice, but being a fairly experienced team, and I mean, I'm from NA, and our Tier 3 teams are definitely not the same as Tier 3 or lower EU teams, but, well, in terms of where these guys are, I'm not really... I mean,
Dire
they're up
team's
there.
turn to
They're
pick.
fairly good players. I'm familiar with some of them. And definitely expecting a lot of things from this game. So just that interaction with Coddle and Io, I think it's something that they should be pretty practiced on. Luna picked up for
10
Prodota
seconds
Gaming.
remaining.
Gonna be no Shadow Demon this time around. So I'm actually kind
5
of
seconds remaining.
interested in why they decided to go with this pick. I think there might have been better carries for them to go with, but
Reserve time.
she does do quite a bit of damage early. Has that R to increase her team's damage as well.
Radiant
Be
team's turn to
interesting to
pick.
see how this Luna does. Gonna be playing against a Bristleback. I mean, he's pretty tanky here. And in terms of the minus armor, these heroes could definitely
10
get taken
seconds
down
remaining.
quite a bit from it. And of course he's very survivable,
5
so they
seconds
have
remaining.
a bit more of a tank than they had in the last game. Last game, it was just a Darkseer for Imperial, but now they have a
Using up your
Bristleback
reserve
who is
time.
admittedly has a few more skills to be survivable with.
Dragon Knight.
We'll just have to see if he's able to use those. And
Dire
Prodota,
Team
they're
ban.
going full out push here. They pick up Luna, they go with the Dragon Knight. Both heroes that are extremely good at pushing. Luna can just absolutely decimate creep waves, and once you get up to a base, you take down a tier 3, and then the
10
racks are
seconds
just gone
remaining.
within like 10 seconds. He just disappears super quickly, and a Dragon
5
Knight can
seconds
definitely
remaining.
help the Luna get up to that point. Prodota, they're going with a very fast
Reserve
push right
time.
now. Coddle is actually fairly good against it. He's got both the Illuminate as well as the Blinding Light to do some good nuke damage and make the heroes miss.
Radiant team's turn to ban.
So we've got two really different philosophies of lineups here. The Imperial, they just really want to go for pickoffs around the map. There's some survivability there. Meanwhile, Prodota, they just want to push your face in,
10
and
seconds remaining.
we'll have to see how it works out for them. Should be pretty
5 seconds
interesting,
remaining.
but you know, only time will tell. They didn't do
Radiant
so well in
team's
game
turn to
number 1,
pick.
and the Imperial might have their number here. Omni Knight,
Dire team's
okay.
turn to pick.
So there's going to be the Guardian Angel as well as the Repel. With Oracle being on the Prodota side here, they don't have to worry about his things getting purged super early, even though, you know, it wouldn't be terrible for a Bristleback to go for
10
a
seconds
Diffusal Blade.
remaining.
I don't think it would be the worst thing, but the Imperial might get
5
a
seconds
better
remaining.
Diffusal carrier here. Or they don't have to.
Reserve
They could just
time.
put it on someone else and let it go. You don't always have to get your Diffusal Blade on carries or something like that. Maybe the supports get enough gold that they're able to use it as well. But in any case, this Prodota lineup is just very early game focused. And if either the laning stage doesn't go so well, or if they're not able to get that early push going, then Imperial are going to come back into this match pretty well. It's a bit dependent on their last pickup here, but they're looking pretty fine to me right now. Yeah, Prodota, they definitely have to be doing well early here. I mean, if they do get that and they get the early game advantage, they can definitely do a lot of damage to the map control for Imperial and get a lot of gold off of that and just pretty much rip right through towers. But they have to be able to get to that point. They need some kind of levels, and we need either a very quiet or an aggressive early game to be able to get that. Viper's the last pickup here for Imperial. So they decide that Prodota have a bit too much early game aggression. They just want to go with a hero that's going to absolutely wreck Dragon Knight in mid. It's going to be a very difficult lane for him. Viper's just so good against some melee heroes, and it's going to be very difficult for the Dragon Knight to be last hitting creeps here. That's how it's going to go. Viper can also do very well with an IO. I mean, if you think about this, if the IO goes over to mid with Baby Knight, like, Dragon Knight's gonna have such a difficult time, and he's very tanky once he gets levels in Dragon's Blood, but he needs levels in Dragon's Blood. He has to be able to get some kind of levels, and if you can kill him early, now this game gets a lot
10
easier for the
seconds
Imperial.
remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So, I think we're just about ready to get into game number 2 of the best of 3 set between the Imperial and Prodota game. So, I'm going to pause again. This is the Elements Cup number 2. I'm Pithy Lagoon. I'm taking this match right to you on twitch.tv/EPGTV, as well as on Dota TV. Hopefully, everyone who is watching is having a great time. I know I am, definitely. Yeah, so Imperial, they just decided that Prodota, they have to do something about them early, and Viper is definitely a great hero against Dragon Knight in the laning phase. So they'll just pick him up here and see how much work he's able to do. I anticipate it's going to be a lot. We'll see how it goes for him. Still waiting for this player to reconnect. Sometimes the internets can be a little bit weird. It's got to figure out everything with the voice and all the connecting to internet and stuff. But the players seem to be ready, and hopefully we're starting with this pretty soon. Oh, I would definitely like to get it going here. I think we might just take up a little bit of time. Also, I'm in the top left of my screen. I'm noticing like an FPS number. Is anybody else getting that? Like, I literally just noticed that today. I don't know when that would have been added, but it's coming across on my capture card as well. So I'm not streaming this, but I just have it up anyway, and I have like a yellow FPS number in the top left. So I don't know what that's about. I didn't even know that they added that to the game. But in any case, we've got a game going right now, so let's stop talking about silly things and talk about what actually matters. Garter will be on the Luna here. Yeah! There, you can have all the cringe you want there. Come with me, playing as Omni Knight. We've got an Oracle, handled by Biver. This time, our mid lane Dragon Knight. Let's see about that. Yep, it's going to be played by Ping Venchek. And then finally, the Sand King in the off lane once again is going to be Kefka. We'll see if he's able to do a bit better than he did in the last game. Now for Imperial, over at top is going to be Ace on the Bristleback. We're going to have a Viper that is the one and only Baby Knight. Right next to him on the Wisp is Noya. Can't really tell which one is the front or back of that hero. Still waiting for my Arcana. And then Bat Rider, played by Hesta Joe. And finally, title this match is going to be Rise.
30 seconds to battle.
Garter just going to... Oh my god! He did basically negligible damage to Roshan there. He did hit him. Oh my gosh. He's just annoying the big brute. Like, he's actually healing up all of this damage that she's doing.
Great, they're back.
Look over here, Roshan. I'm trying to... Oh no, she took damage. Rip. Over. Okay, we can stop looking at this. Over at top, Viper's on top of the rune. Viper is able to get it away from Kefka. So while we were worrying about Roshan, there was a bit of a fracas at top, but really no lasting damage done there. Baby Knight just gonna block out creeps for a little bit. He didn't have the best block in the first game, but now he's got a bit better here. Goes for one level into the Nether Toxin, and look at this. Just so difficult for the Dragon Knight to actually get any kind of CS in this lane. Goes for the Breathe Fire, and Baby Knight does get hit by it a little bit, makes him miss that last hit there. And well, for now, I was just hanging out over at bottom, allowing the Bat Rider to get some pretty free harass. Alright, so apparently this FPS number is just me, and I have no idea where it came from. Cool. Well, thank you. So, yeah, Viper's just gonna hang out here. I mean, the thing is, Luna has to get pretty close to, oh, a bit of damage over at top. Taking a bit of damage from those creeps, as well as Rise. Going in with some hits. He's actually gone first level into the Chakra Magic. Make sure that Ace has tons of mana on his Bristleback. Excuse me there. Wow, what a day. You can see how forward this Viper is being at top. Can really be aggressive here. Still needs to get some levels against the Dragon Knight, but easy harass. And should be some easy levels for him in CS. He just hits these creeps from so far. Like, health. So he's just kind of hanging out here. Remember, he's still got the tether. So this damage from Viper really doesn't bother him too much at all. First blood should come over at top. Kefka's actually taking so much damage. Oh my gosh, yeah, the repel does not help you at all with the physical damage of the quills. So first blood there. Definitely wondering when it would happen for Imperial. Just a lot better strategy there for them. When you're able to have just basically unlimited mana. Oh, double deny. Basically unlimited mana as a bristleback, it's so easy for you. It's one of the reasons why I used to love playing bristleback with an OD on my team. It was just so easy to run around, use quills all the time, have all of the warpath stacks as well once you got the ultimate. The game is so much easier. Yeah, so Garter, as a Luna, he has naturally lower attack range, so he's gonna have to get a lot closer to the creeps in order to hit them. Means that Hesta Joe is going to be able to get even more of those napalm stacks on him, make him move a bit slower around. Luna doesn't really have the best turn rate as well. Oh, some more damage on the Kefka. More mana for Ace, and well, Kefka thinking about going back in on this, but man, you have to work so hard to take down a bristleback. And I mean, it's just not going to happen here. A bit of a dive here over at top. Luna has evacuated this one. Viper gets a nice purge on him. Noya underneath the tower. Is he going to die here? Doing some nice damage with Hesta Joe, but his Firefly is going to run out pretty soon, and Io just TP's back to base. Meanwhile, trying to chase down that Rider, but he's got a salve on him. Should be fine. And they did go a little bit deep for that, forcing the Io back to base, but he's probably pretty happy to get full health. Now has his bottle as well. So they just wanted to go for that, getting back to base. Knowing exactly how far you can go with that dive. One more hit from the tower would have definitely taken him down. And well, now B Knight just goes and gets the Arcane Rune level 5 right now over basically even XP with the Dragon Knight, who is actually keeping up pretty well with the Viper. Viper's not really being as dominant as I thought he would have been. A few more denies from the Dragon Knight, but it's really not too big of a deal here. And, well, the poor man's shield helping the Dragon Knight stay alive a bit more here in mid. We just got a couple of creeps under tower right now. Baby Knight just doing some nice damage to him. Once you keep last hitting, it's so easy sometimes to last hit as a Viper under tower. Just because you have the Nether Toxin going, as he misses one right there. But not level 6. We'll see what he decides to level up with that one. Pretty low, Ace chasing him down a little bit. But right now it just seems like Imperial have a bit too much of an advantage here. Hesta Joe, nice damage on Garter, but he'll get a Lucent Beam for his efforts. And also Luna has picked up the Magic Wand, so every time Hesta Joe uses one of those napalms, it's going to give him an extra charge there, so even more mana for Lucent Beams. So lots of harass. Ace is just kind of hanging out here behind the tower, making his new home. Says Kefka, hello. You're level 4. I am level 6. So this is where the warpath damage can start to be a little bit surprising from Bristleback. And he's gonna get even more creeps here. So they did I believe that was a single pull by the Hesta Joe nearly down, but I was just able to heal him up a little bit more. This heals a little bit better, and Garter coming in from the side, walks through the Firefly, gets Lucent Beam, but it's just not very effective right now. It's only a level 2 Lucent Beam, and Luna has to pop a Magic Wand, and, well, Io has a regen rune. It's so good for Hesta Joe to have. He's back at full health right now. He's gonna keep going on to Garter. He's chasing him down. Got 2 napalm stacks, but he doesn't have the movement speeds from Io anymore. Meanwhile, top, Bristleback has kind of forced the Sand King away. Kefka finding some farm inside the dire jungle. Maybe he also gets found out by the Viper, but not just yet. That's the Joe chasing down guarded. It's a repel on come with me. He's just able to walk away for now. And this duo at bottom just going in, going out, kind of like it's a bathroom or something. Because you like go in and out of the bathroom all the time, especially if you're very hydrated like I am. Okay, a bit of a play bottom. Has to get caught out, but they have so much move speed. Flame Break pushes them back, and he's getting healed up a lot, but the heals were not enough. TP also gets cancelled, so the IO could not save that Rider enough at bottom, and they rotate 4 in order to get a kill on him.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
They will be losing the top tower for this. With those Warpath stacks, Bristleback doing quite a bit of damage.
Radiant's top tower has looked better.
Every night just kind of hanging out here. Still getting a lot of farm, 48 for 9 at this point. And when you have a Dragon Knight and a Viper in the mid lane, it kind of means that you're not going to be getting a whole lot of ganks. If you look at the supports as well, they're not really the best supports at getting kills early, especially going over to mid lane like that. Like Oracle and Ani Knight really doesn't strike me as something that would do well with that. Same with Kato and Io. Like maybe Io just hangs out at mid, but other than that, he's not really going to rotate a whole lot. Bristleback, he's got a ton of those Bristle stacks on the Sand King, actually 5 on him. Geez, that is a whole lot. But over at mid, Baby Knight takes some pure damage from the Purification. And Dragon Knight trying to chase him down, but there is an IO here, ready to help out Mr. Viper. Viper's fine though. Everybody's fine. Nobody's dying. I feel like this is going to be the story of the match. Just so many of these heroes are super tanky. Viper's hard to take down, so is the Dragon Knight. And basically, these guys are going to try to take towers down. It's going to start right now. Pin Vinkcheck going in on mid. He's got the Dragon Knight, got the Breathe Fire, as well as the Dragon Tail. Like he's got bigger wings than the Viper. Look at his wingspan. They're just so much bigger than him. Viper's like, I'm small now. I don't like this. In any case, Flame Blade coming through. Dragon Knight's still just there, and you can't really do anything about this push. Prodota take the first first tower off the game. There was really nothing that Imperial could do about it. They just didn't have the personnel for it. Kato needs a few more levels to actually be effective. They're only at level 5 right now, so it's a level 2 Illuminate. And with that, Prodota just go over the top. Gotta love those costly finales. They had some duration left on the Dragon Knight ultimate, but look at this, 5 heroes over the top. The biggest thing for me right now is that Imperial weren't able to counter push at all. And come with me, he's gonna try to look inside the trees, thinks that there might be a Coddle there, and he's gonna look for him. He knows it. He's going to hit him with a hammer. There's 1, 2, I'll count him, 3. There's another fight going on though. It's more important than this. Ace gets the sticky napalm or sticky goo on Garter. Enough damage? Not quite. They're just going to be able to TP away, and unfortunately this Flame Break was not fast enough to help out the Luna there. So ping Vin checked on the Dragon Knight. He gets killed. The push top stops, and they're forced to come in here. Io still doesn't have the relocate. Definitely needs to get level 6 on him, and if they want to get those ganks around the map, which is one of the things that Imperial's lineup definitely excels at, and they should probably be abusing a bit more in this match when they get there. Early build on Bristleback, could have Defiance Vanguard, very tanky for him, doesn't worry about the spell damage too much at all.
Radiant's top tower
and what's
deserves
this?
just as much help as bottom.
On him, right?
Radiant structures
Baby Knight's still working on this, so now has his Dragon Lance, so he's a bit more tanky, and he hits from further away.
Radiant's top
tower on him to get some better damage output in these fights. Ace, full mana for him, so he just wants to. Oh, he can get a double Quill Spray right off the bat. That's definitely a great thing for him to have, because it gets those Warpath stacks up so quickly. But even with how tanky he is, he's forced to back away from this tower. I really can't stand it at all. TP over to bottom by the bristleback, and he forces 3 heroes away from the tower. So Baby Knight, he got his Dragon Lance, also some survivability with the headdress. And he's also got some raindrops. One of my favorite items in the game. So many people just like, they go ham and they go crazy over like the smallest items in the game. Like Fairy Fire is 75 gold, Raindrop is what, 300? They're just so cheap, and like when you're able to buy cheap items like that, they're super effective. Like one of the most like cost per stat effectiveness in Dota is an Iron Branch. But the thing is, you can't just carry like 500 Iron Branches in your inventory. You have to choose 6. So that's why you get like more of these expensive items that aren't as cost efficient. But that's just the way Dota works. Oh man, Iron Branch, the GG branch, best item in Dota. Paddle just happy to clear out the creeps from top. He's got 3 levels in the Chakra Mage tree. He's gonna go for his D-ward right now. What was it? There are a couple kills going on in mid, but Dragon Knight's going to dive a little bit for this one. Finding the Coddle right now though, and he doesn't want to dive the tower too hard because he knows it could be very easily rotation onto him. So mid tower gonna go down, and Imperial, now they are starting to get the trades. Bristleback TP's over to top. Rise also has his ultimate going, so he can get the recall in, but Pink Vencheck trying to get away. They don't have a stun for it, don't get him at all. He's just too tanky. Flame Break, well, it was a little bit too little too late. Valiant effort, but everyone gets away from top. They don't lose the tower. Oh no, what is this? Io's dead. Definitely should have expected that, but wasn't really on my relocates.
Not on my watch.
So the Io gets taken down, and I mentioned that Coddle has spirit form. I guess if you took the Io away from that, the recall, Viper would have been in a bit more trouble. Oh no, the Dragon form is down for Pink Vincheck, but it's just an ace, and he would have to chase very far in order to get this kill. But now he gets some mana back from the Coddle. Tons of heroes over here at top. Lots of Radiant here in force as well. Blink Dagger, well, it was a very long Blink Dagger timing for the Sand King in the last match, and Ace walks forward. Let's see how tanky he is though. Gonna be a TP over to top by the Batrider. Relocate coming up in 24 seconds, so they don't have that for quite a bit. They just want to keep pushing in top. I have no idea why I'm still showing the CS, but whatever. I changed it now. See that Bristleback is at the top of it with his Pipe of Insight. Not gonna be taking a whole lot of magic damage. And come with me. Uses the repel. Is gonna get away. I think his tower. His tower is deniable as well. So basically, an Omni Knight putting pressure on the tower forces a TP back, and that's about it. Viper now has his boots of travel. This seems to be an item that Imperial just go for a whole lot. Sometimes in Dota, like, you get this item and you're like, man, this thing is broken, I'm gonna build it every single game. Does it again here. Like his SF in the last match got his boots of travel super early. And now Baby Knight, he doesn't care about the repel at all. It's gonna be the Guardian Angel that puts the Viper Strike on the Dragon Knight. Joe taken down on the high ground, looking for a kill on Dragon Knight here, but he's super tanky now. He tries to TP away, and there is the Blinding Light, but that doesn't stop a TP. With the Batrider being down, they don't have a Flame Break for this fight, and it's just no control for Imperial. They were able to get away with it in the last match, but this time around, they just can't. Just can't. Especially when there's a repel on the board. Dragon Knight still in the form for now, level 9, getting some nice levels, but even without the Batrider getting killed there, they're just going to go in on top. They know that Bristle's super tanky, needs a creep wave for it, but look at this Baby Knight. He's pushing tower from outside of its range. Well, he's still getting hit right now, but he's getting healed up by the Io. Over at bottom, relocate is going to be on the guard. They just get the last one and killed him immediately. Huge kill on Luna. Huge kill, and they just leave Bristleback over top. There's nothing that Prodota can do about this because he's so tanky. Even putting the Nasal Goo on Viper, forcing out a stun. Dragon Knight, they're just gonna go in here. That comes through. Hits one creep as well as a bristleback. And what's this? Courier in the mid lane, nice stun, and there's also gonna be the epicenter. Can has to get away from this. He's hardly taking any damage in this because he has the haste rune. So that's an epicenter wasted. The top tower is down, and they want to maybe think about getting some more because come with me, he's pretty far out here. Purification, and that is just gonna repel on TP. See ya. Now Bristleback and Viper, they're just... I think at this point it's, well, Prodota, they are good at pushing, but they don't have their skills up. And in Imperial, they're just working with their tankiness, and they can take these towers fairly well, especially with the Dragon Lance on Viper. So now they can just go in on this tier 2. Do some nice damage. They've got tons of things to just clear out the creep waves.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Comes the Batrider, Blink, Lasso, Viper in so much trouble. There's gonna be a Repel trying to help him out, so it's gonna be on the Ace, Bristleback to try to take him down. And well, Viper puts the false promise on himself. Dragon Knight is coming into the fray right now. There's the Guardian Angel. Now they absolutely need their stun. There's a burrow strike. If they get down the IO, it's a good kill, and they do. Oh, lots of damage from the Coddle. And Bristleback, he just turns around. He's back into this one. Tests Joe, looking for, blink forward. There's the block. He might have gone a bit forward onto this one. Kefka finding like out of it. No more Omni-Knight, and they're chasing these guys down. Flame Break pushing him back. The only thing that's saving PD right now is the fact that their Dragon Knight is just tanking up so much of the damage here. But I don't know if this tower is going to be able to do the same. Another tier 2 tower going the way of Imperial. Hardly anybody goes down in that fight, but Imperial just way too tanky, and they are on the offensive, so they will take the tower. Now we just keep on going here. Bristleback and Viper at the top of the net worth. Ping Vinchek now at level 11, finally able to get up to level 2 of his dragon form, but he's gonna have to wait till the next one to have it. And XP in a gold graph, definitely a good thing to take a look at right now. XP at 3,000 in favor of Imperial, and net worth is getting towards 10,000 for now. Still have to be worried about the Batrider and IO relocates. You have 2 of your cores in opposite lanes on the map, top and bottom, and they are hardly scared of the Radiant side right now. That's just how Imperial think they have this game. They're so far ahead. Joe goes with the Firefly. Their vision, not really the best. They're gonna get some good vision, but now they see the heroes backing up, so Firefly for nothing, and all these dire heroes ready with a relocate if they need to. I mean, even if they go onto the Bristleback, it's gonna take quite a while to kill. The control isn't really the best for Prodota. They have a Burrow Strike and a few of those small stuns, but their supports really don't have anything too great to speak of. I like this. So Rise brings Ace over towards the Ancients where he stacks it, and he says, here, clear these, now. So, yeah, they're going to take care of these Ancients right now. Even more tankiness on Bristleback. He's got an Echo Saber, and I mean, he's just got so much. 2,000 gold, 13 in terms of levels. At least Prodota are able to get a tier 1, but at this point, how much is it really going to matter?
Dire's top tower is gone.
I just feel like they're playing from behind too much of the time here. Their items don't really indicate that they're doing that. They have a couple of blink daggers. But even if they get blinked, even if they go for kills like that, I don't think it's going to do too much. Roshan goes the way of Imperial. TP back to top for the Batrider. He's going to get caught out a little bit here. His blink is going to be canceled. Here he goes with the stun. That's Joe taken out. He's dead. So he slows this down a little bit more, but Ace is now here. Relocate inside the IO. They are trying to get into this fight. Viper Strike gets used with the Dragon Knight, and Garter goes in with the ultimate. But Ace, he's just got so much magic resist right now. Viper, they're trying to surround Baby Knight. Baby Knight has to get out of the middle of all these guys, but he took way too much damage from the Oracle. Aegis is going to get popped though. That's not the end of his life. Viper has to try to get away. Not going to be able to. Oracle is not as tanky as the rest of the team. And again, with the lack of stuns on Imperial, they don't actually take too many heroes out of it, but it's a 2-for-1, and they continue to get the gold lead change in favor of them. It just seems like Prodota is not able to find the openings that they need in the fights. They did have some good positioning on the Viper there, but Baby Knight, like, he may have been a bit far in, but he still had the Aegis, and 2 lives on a Viper at this point in the game for PD, it's a bit difficult. So Imperial, they're free to just go for this. A couple heroes going over towards bottom onto ping Vin check. Here comes the Blink, Lasso, rises here. Maybe they also have a relocate, but they just bring in A, so they're getting caught out a little bit on these creeps. It's gonna slow him down a little bit. Maybe he has a, no, he's a TP in 10 seconds. It's gonna take it might even take that long in order to take him down, but no, it's not. Decreases armor, decreases life. They kill off the Dragon Knight at bottom, down for 40 seconds. He has the buyback, but Dragon Knight really doesn't have too many items. He probably doesn't want to use a buyback here. Imperial find another one on the map. That's just the strength of their lineup, taking heroes down. In pick-offs, that is. I mean, sure, lots of lineups can have strategies to take heroes down, but you understand what I mean. Clearing out mid, got Manta style on him, and even more push going in to the towers. Gonna try to make a push for 2 here.
Are those cracks in Dyer's top tower?
So now Bristleback with the recipe for the Abyssal Blade in his bindle. There's a disconnect. Well, this will probably delay the ending of the game a little bit. But still, there's so many items being built up. Like I said, Bristleback getting closer to, well, he actually has his Abyssal Blade at this point. I sometimes forget what exactly builds into it now, but he has all the components for it. Otto should have an egg soon. What's he up to? He needs 1,000 more gold for it. And meanwhile, the items for Prodota, maybe the Lotus Orb for Kefka. It just seems like a lot of like auxiliary items, not really anything that Prodota would want to be building at this point. They've only died 5 times thanks to the fact that Imperial just don't really have too many interrupts, but still, like, they really don't have too much at all. Like, if your Sand King is the most farmed one on the map, I think you're probably having some kind of problem as a Luna. Like, that's not good at all. Oh, look. An item on my Steam wishlist is for sale. Nice. We're just gonna wait for this player to get back in here. Hopefully he's able to reconnect soon. Definitely would not want this game to be ended on some kind of internet issues like that. But right now, Imperial just have so much. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if Bristle went for a Blink Dagger or something. Like, it's not something you usually see him go for, but, like, he's an Abyssal Blade. They have a Blink Lasso. They have so much control here. And the Abyssal Blade will definitely help deal with Imperial's lack of control. So we'll just have to see how it actually does work for them, and if this Dragon Knight is able to make it back into the game. Now is probably a good time to take a look at some of these effigies. Oh man. Oh man. $200 for an hour. Kind of expensive, but I'll go for it. Hashtag triggered. Of course, S42 commends. Maybe I shouldn't be looking at these. A little bit vulgar. This one isn't, I'm sure. There we go. Oh shit. What happened to Axe there, man? What happened, man? His axe is like all the way on the ground. Shit. Pretty graphic. Apologize if this commentary is like boring for you, but pauses are boring for me. So we'll just get through it together. Didn't even bother to put words on his effigy. It's like, I like Alchemist. Give me Alchemist. Yes, I like him. To victory. Topical. One of the voice lines that he says. I think the pose is kind of dumb though. Another game of minus 25 MMR. Yep. Story of my life. You want me to click on other heroes? Also, it is on delay, so you want to see items? I mean, I did show the items a little bit ago during the pause, but yeah, the broadcast is on delay, so I can't really see things that you guys are. Can't really see things that same time as you. So you'll hear this 5 minutes later. Congratulations. I think we're about ready to go. Oh. Okay, well, instead of going, we're just going to have another rage quit from Io. Take a look at this hero that will not be getting on our Arcana anytime soon. Doesn't look great. Doesn't it make you feel so good? Apparently that's the front. Apparently this is the front of Io. What a great character design there. It's wonderful actually. Alright, so hopefully we're ready to go now and finally get this game going again. Glad we could figure out the problems with the internet issues.
The battle resumes.
We are back now, and they should be getting this tower done. Ace is just sitting there. Maybe he's AFK? No, he's fine now. So they get the last remaining outer tower off the map, immediately rotate and TP over to top with the bristle. Fire's just hanging out. Fine. Maybe they catch out someone at mid. They know that they know that the Omni Knight is there, but the Viper's just looking for something better. He's looking for the courier, and he'll get it. See ya! And the Abyssal Blade has since been picked up by the Bristle back. Now here they come with the Viper Strike on to come with me. He's trying to get away. He's got the Guardian Angel on him. He has a TP. Does he have to get out of this? No, I don't think so at all. Gets some nice purification. Io's gone away. Now he tries to get out. Is he going to make it? No way, Jose. Baby Knight takes the kill. No Jose's on this server probably. But no, the Viper gets the kill. Drops a bottle here for the Io. He's like, please, someone take a drink. There's an arcane rune right here, I swear. In any case, they get a kill on the Omni Knight. Not really the best person for them to be getting. Right now, it's fine, but they could be looking for some bigger prey on the map. Sometimes that prey is not available. So that's just super tanky at this point. 2200 health? Holy mother of... Okay, someone's going on mid. We've got a TP. Kefka. Oh my god. Well, there is now the mana leak. Look at this, mana leak. Mana leak on Rise. He's like, what's happening to me? This isn't his skill, this is mine. But yeah, that's how much it sucks when people play against you, Coddle. In any case, Io, there's the Abyssal Blade. Viper's dead. No way he gets out of this one. And now they just keep going for it. Prodota coming apart at the seam. Carter being chased down relentlessly by Ace. There's going to be the Eclipse. Eclipse! They're trying to get some damage out here, but look how tanky they are. Imperial going in, and Carter has managed to stay alive, forcing out a buyback on Dragon Knight. They might have done a bit of damage here, but the heals are so much. And no Aghanim Scepter just yet for the Coddle, but he is working towards it. So these pushes are going to get even more difficult for Prodota to cover. But now they just go in, going in on the tower. Oh my gosh, he got it denied. Imperial have been forced back a little bit. Being that there is no Aegis on Imperial, things are a bit more difficult for them here. But Garter gets a repel on him. Kefka could come in from the side. He's got his epicenter. He's got a blink dagger. Is he going to be able to get that beautiful epicenter off? It's going to take a bit. But the pipe of insight back up for Ace. And Imperial deciding to back up right now. They could go for Roshan in actually quite a few minutes. They got it taken off of them quite a while ago. They force out a death and a buyback from Prodota. So next time, Dragon Knight, he won't be able to get back into the fight as well. And look at this, they're just not really respecting this at all. If Garter goes down here, it's a huge kill for Imperial to be getting. They might relocate on this over at mid. They look at the smoke, they could catch out the Viper, and he's going to get burrow strike on. There's an epicenter, they can't stop it. Baby Knight is left all alone over inside the jungle. Uses the Manta Star to try to get away, and he's going to get chased down a little bit as well. Ken come with me, get in range. Meanwhile, over at top, Garter, he's got no help. He's got 2 TPs, but he's not able to use either one of them. So they lose an IO for a Luna, not worth it at all, and here comes, well, just kidding. Cuddle thought about it, but he's not going to TP in here. So Imperial take the much better trade off the map. Like, they smoked for that one as well, and Luna was just doing Luna things elsewhere. I mean, at this point, you cannot be farming lanes like that, Prodota. It's just so easy for Imperial to come in with relocate, or just get heroes there. Over at the jungle, Kefka, he's invisible, trying to get out. There's a flame break. That is the only bit of control, really, that Imperial have, and they're able to use it to get the kill. Now we've got a Bristleback. Is that? Yeah, he's up a little bit here, allowing the Dragon Knight to get away. But they just relocate forward on that. They'll probably leave the Heston Joe Batrider up here. So Io goes back a little bit. Viper really isn't here. They should be, and with the relocate going down, they have boost of travel, so it's not too difficult. And he also has a diffusal blade for when the Omni Knight uses Guardian Angel. It doesn't have Guardian Greaves just yet, but they do have a way to kill heroes when he uses that ultimate. Bristleback takes care of a creep that was trying to make his way out away from the Radiant base. He was trying to escape, but Bristleback says, no, we have no mercy. Take a look at this vision. They're going to see a couple of heroes showing up over in the top lane. Along with me, he doesn't know that these guys are here. And Imperial, they are super ready for this. They're ready to bring people in. Kefka gets the burrow strike out. And, well, the Batrider gets away, and he gets the last one on the backside. Garter is going to get control out of this fight. There's the Guardian Angel. Viper has to get in here. And, well, he's doing quite a bit of damage, but Heston Joe staying alive for now. Oh, the Dragon Knight is dead, and he's got no buyback. 64 seconds on the sideline. They're chasing down the Luna, and look at her. She does not have buyback either. Not enough gold. They're going to take her down as well. 4 heroes going down. Ace is just absolutely unstoppable right now. He's going to look at this very quick TP over to bottom lane, immediately pushing that in. He sees the creeps, he knows where he can do the most damage, and Viper, there's really nothing you can do against this. He's even going to get the goo on him, relocate, Viper, oh, there's the Abyssal Blade. Maybe he gets back to the base to heal up a little bit, but it's just so difficult for him to do so. The false promise ends, and it was indeed a false promise that he made to himself. He dies, completing the full 5-man team wipe of Team Imperial. They're going to call it the GG in 30 minutes. Imperial take it 2-0 up against Prodota.
Dire victory!
This Bristleback was absolutely out of control this match. Usually you don't see him picked up, but in this one, there wasn't a whole lot of control from either team. Or at least not control that actually mattered. Like, you had a couple of short stuns from the Luna and Dragon Knight, but really, those didn't actually have too much of an impact on the game at all. So, in the end, Team Imperial take it 2-0 over Prodota very convincingly, and they just have the much better strategy this game. However, that's going to do it for the series, and that's going to do it for me. I'm done now. I'm Pythian, and Pythian Legume. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to both of the teams playing some Dota here, and as always, cheers, and I hope you have a good day.